Fourth is a little bit new. We've talked about this in class, but here's a practice problem. Here you have similar triangles, right? Triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEC. And this statement is kind of important because remember that similarity statement tells us corresponding parts. It tells us that this angle B corresponds to this angle E. And those angles will point to corresponding sides. You can also see that in the similarity statement. The first and last letter, AC, that's going to match up with the first and last letter, DC. And you'll see why I'm kind of emphasizing this in a second. If we take the given info and put it into our diagram, we can start to see how we're going to make a proportion or see where this becomes a new problem for us. So here, AB, they're telling me, is 22. AC, that red side, is 30. DE, this blue side, is 16. And they tell me the perimeter of triangle DEC, the perimeter is 44. So I don't know what the perimeter of my other triangle is. And in fact, that's what they want me to find. So I'll just call that X. So when we go to make this proportion, the perimeters are actually corresponding things. I can say that the perimeter, 44, that's going to match up to the bigger triangle's perimeter, what we're looking for. Because the perimeter grows at the same rate as the dilation, right? If the dilation is like a scale factor 3, well then you would just take your old perimeter, multiply it by 3, and that will give you the new one. And that's kind of why this proportion works here. Area is a different story, and you'll see that in a couple questions. But now I need to relate that to the ratio of my sides, because that's how you're going to get your scale factor. And I can't use 30 because I don't have the corresponding piece. Those red pieces are the ones that correspond, and the blue pieces correspond. And you can see that like the first two letters, that AB, is going to correspond to the first two letters, that DE. So you have to know you're using 16 and 22. And since I started here with the perimeter of 44, in my other fraction I have to start with that 16 and divide it by the corresponding 22. And that will tell me my valid proportion. I can cross multiply or butterfly multiply and start to solve. 44 and 22, that product, the result of the multiplication is 968. I'm going to divide both sides by 16, and we're going to find X equals 60.5. That looks good. 60.5, and that's the perimeter. So we can say, the perimeter of triangle ABC equals 60.5. And we can verify that another way. We can look at the scale factor. And remember, to figure out the scale factor, you take the image. So we're going from small to big. So we're going to take the image. You're going to take that 22 divided by the corresponding side, 16. And that will tell you your scale factor. So 22 divided by 16, it's 1.375. And I know if I multiply that by my original perimeter, that will give me my new perimeter. And that's how I knew the new perimeter is 60.5, because the perimeter grows at the same rate as the sides. See you in the next one.